Hello guys, my name is Diego Pacheco and this is gonna be another Java video. Today we're gonna be covering ksqlDB. ksqlDB is an event streaming database on top of Apache Kafka. This is a quite new project, but it's very interesting due to the real-time characteristics and due to the fact that it runs on top of Kafka. You can capture events, you can do like continuous transactions, and the cool fact is that you can have sort of these materialized views where you can do lookups against that, right? And in this way, you kind of have tables built from streams. It's a very cool concept. One of the coolest things is that you can do different kinds of queries. You can either do like a pull query that you go there time to time, and you can do a push query once the query is satisfied, the data comes to you. So that's a very interesting concept. So I have a very simple POC to show the push queries working. And so let's get started to that. So first of all, I'm going to run ksqlDB in my machine. So basically I just have a script here, but I'm just running Docker Compose under the hood and cleaning up some of the Docker image that Docker Compose sometimes left there as garbage. So here we're running Zookeeper, we're running Kafka, and we're also running ksqlDB server. So let's gonna wait for a minute to have this up and running, but meanwhile, what we can do is basically go here and run a client, right? And with this client, we're gonna be able to do sort of operations here, right? Like a console. So we have the ksqlDB client up and running here. So now that we have the server and the client up and running, basically one thing we can do is to go to the code, right? So I'm gonna open my idea here, and we're gonna take a look on the code, and then we're gonna run some data through ksqlDB. So here I am using Maven. Let's start with the dependencies. So there is this dependency about the ksqlDB API client, and you see that I have this property about ksqlDB version. So you look here on the top, the ksqlDB version I'm using is 6.1, and I have a specific repositories in order to get the right ksqlDB package. All right, and then in the code is very straightforward. What you do is you need to connect on a host, right? So in your ksqlDB host, in my case will be localhost, and the port gonna be 8088. And then what you do is you have this client options where you set the host and the port. And then you create a client with that options, right? And then you can do push queries. So my query is I want to get everything from my stream, and I want to emit the changes. So we do client dot string query, and then we pass the push query, and then I'm gonna kind of in this case here, all right, I'm gonna block until a new row is available, and gonna pull the results, and if I have a result, I'm gonna print it, and I'm gonna do this like for 5 times, and then this program gonna end, right? So I'm gonna run it here. Oh, okay. So my string actually does not exist, right? So because I don't have this on my Kafka, so what we need to do is first of all is to create a string. So I'm gonna use this comment, and I'm gonna go here to the ksqlDB client, and we're gonna create a string, and this string gonna work like a table, right? So we have an ID that's a varchar, a key that's a varchar, and a value that's varchar, and then this string is backed by a Kafka topic, and this topic gonna be my string, and I want the content on the topic to be JSON. So we have a string now. We don't have data, but that's fine. So let's run this app again. Hopefully we'll not choke this time. Yes, the app is up and running, but we don't see anything, right? Because we are waiting for the push queries to happen. And because I put select asterisks just because I want to show the concept, right? Anything that enters on this string gonna appear here, right? So I'm gonna insert some data. So I'm gonna insert me, and once I did the insert, we can see the value going on there. And I have more data here we can insert. So let me push this a bit up, and then you can see here popping down to my Java application, right? So you see 3 more records, and then the program is done, because after 5 times the program just ends, because that's how I coded with this for, right? But that's a very interesting capability that you can push data as soon as the data arrive, right? So that's push queries, that's ksqlDB. That's a definitely interesting project to keep an eye on it. So I hope you guys like it. See you next time. Take care. Cheers.